I probably should have hooked this up to this loose a little more before I started the stream. Let me see here. You know what? What's wrong with Marty? My dog is making a yupping noise. Yeah, I'm recording, but I heard him. What's wrong with him? Hold on, I'm gonna get my doggy. He's making a yupping noise. Come on, bud. Nah, it's like something hurt. He must have bit himself or something. Like he yelped. Come here, pup. Oh, there you go. What's the matter, buddy? I don't think so. Maybe he does. I'll see. Come here, buddy. Come here. What's the matter? What's the matter? I'm gonna take my pup outside. He's making a yupping noise. You gotta go to the bathroom, buddy. You gotta go, buddy. Alrighty. Come on, buddy. Let's go outside. I'm gonna take him outside real quick. Come on, buddy. I have a park behind my house, so that's the reason why you hear the noise. Let's see, can I get this thing to focus? I can't, this is what I can't stand. I'm gonna have to get a better rig. So there we go. Yeah, see? I can actually see through it. So that's why I'm gonna upgrade this lens to see if I can get better performance out of it. Now, one thing too, I have on here, I have this on here. This isn't the right one. So it does kind of cut the, the distance. Let's see, can I focus this in? Oh yeah, you can see it right here. It's just a camera. There, wait. Yeah, there we go. See the pole? You can see through here. That's just me being dumb with the camera. There we go. Now we can see. I had an iris kit on here so that I can refocus it. But I'm gonna be working on it. Okay, there's the lens, not the lens, the main fence. You hear noise? It's just my dog running around out here. Likes to come outside with me at night. You ready to go in, pup? I guess not. But anyway, I just want to show you guys what it looks like before I start trying to do the improvements on it. Just like a little baseline. That little distortion you see, that's because it doesn't have a IR filter, and the IR filter cuts that out. But since this one doesn't have that, let's see on this side here. Can I? What are you barking about? There's nothing out here. I don't think there's anything out here tonight. Come on, pup. You through? Let's go inside. There we go. All right. Yeah, he went to the bathroom. Tell your mom I'm recording. I'll be in there in a minute. Yes, both. Lord. Do it for me because I'm streaming. That's what I said. All right. So anyway, I'm going to do upgrades on this one. I can't get this ring out. Like, not this ring. So on this particular one, I like the lens on it, even though this is the crappy one. But let's see, can I get it out of here? Come on, there we go. So, if you see here, this lens does have, it's dirty too. This lens does have some type of anti-glare coating on it. And so what I did on it to kind of give it a little better performance, I blacked out the side by putting paint on the side of it. And let's see here. But see, here's the thing, right? One reason why these units perform so poorly, you see how shiny that is? What that does is that's letting in too much light that you don't want. You want all the light to go to the sensor. And because it's all shiny like that, you get a lot of lens flare. That's the reason why whenever you look through these units, they look blurry and whatnot. That's the reason why. So I'm going to put this back in. But I'll black this on out. Let's see here. That's one of the improvements I made to this. It gives it decent performance. I mean, more better than what it had. So it makes it somewhat usable without the what is that thing? Without having to use a vampire light. It kind of pushes out the distance that it's. I'm just screwing that back on. Most of the reason why people have issues with these is that you can't see anything close to you. When you focus it, you only can see the distance or you can see objects close up. That's the reason why you need to put one of these iris kits on it so that you can kind of refocus it without having to refocus the actual lens itself. But this unit has other issues with it that I don't like. First of all, it's plastic and it's kind of wonky. But like I said, I did upgrades on it. Now, I purchased this one here, so I'm working on this one now. I like this one. One thing I notice about it, it's all metal. This one is not the one made by, let's see where these guys at. I'll show you the box. So they do make, this company does make some, but it's not this one here with the two eyes on it, the owl eyes or whatever. That's not the one that manufactures this one. This is made by a different company. Let's see here. So this is YSS. It's this company here, and this company here is not YSS. It's a different company that manufacture these. But what I don't like about these is why do they glue or permanently attach the lens in here? See, so the reason why you're really not going to see that much improvement in the digital night vision like you should, and it's up to the people making better sensors, is that the lenses that you would need to make this perform are infrared lenses. They're either the germanium or the, I think it's charcoal, jasonite. It's kind of hard to pronounce. Those lenses would make it completely better. Like the reason why these things don't perform like they should. So I have this one attached now, so it's kind of hard to get this off. But if you look inside of it, this lens is all shiny. So you got light that isn't getting into the sensor. It's all bouncing around inside here. Number one, it's not the right kind of glass. You can use ordinary glass that's coated if you're using analog. You can't use that with digital because you're going to get poor quality video because this is essentially a video camera. So what you're going to have to do is try to make more light go to the sensor and not bounce all around. And because this thing here is all shiny inside, it's preventing all the light from going to the sensor. You got a lot of light pollution that's being reflected back out through the lens. So when that happens, it makes it more difficult for you to see at night because some of the light that should be going into the sensor isn't. Is actually going back out of the lens. But the proper lens you would want to have this made out of, the Chinese restricts that. So, because they have it for like a military application. So the germanium lenses, you're not going to get those. At least not from China. There are other companies that have germanium lenses, but they're expensive. And if you use germanium lenses, depending on which manufacturer that you use, it would cost more than just buying an analog because the lenses, some companies have cheap lenses, but then some companies have lenses that I was just doing some research on different lenses, and I came across a company that made good lenses, but the lenses are like $700 just for the lens, and you would need two of them. There's the IR lens inside of here that would be like the IR window lens, and then the outer lens. And another thing is the lens that they have, it's just like this one here I showed you. It's not the I forgot what do you call that lens. Oh yeah. It's not a double concave lens or double convex lens, I think it's called. It's just like a regular round lens. So it's, even though these lenses are in here, they're not the best lens for low light. So the problem with the performance of these units is the lens. Like if you had the proper lens in here with the sensors you have, the performance would be a lot closer to analog. But because they use cheap lenses, you're not going to really see that for sometime, I guess, until the sensor technology improve. I mean, why on earth don't, like with this, why are the lenses are permanently attached? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like what? Because this is a fairly decent clone of a PVS-14, and it is all metal. That's a good thing about this one. See, this is not plastic. Like this company that makes these are all plastic. This is all metal, even the lens. Every part of this is aluminum. So why wouldn't you make it where that you could upgrade the lenses, but they don't? And for the amount of money that these things cost, you would think that they would have it where you could swap the lens out. Now you can. You can at least disassemble this unit, which is one of the only saving graces on it. But I have a workaround. Just like I came up with on this one, I use a lens. What I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to try the wide angle lens on here. One of the ones for like a 37 millimeter lens. I'm going to put on it. And with that lens, I can kind of tweak the performance better. I can get a wide angle lens because one thing I like about this unit, it is one time magnification. It's not all zoomed in. This one here is like 3 times magnification. So I'm going to attempt to fix that, see if I can correct that. And then if I can kind of find the right lens combination, I might be able to kind of boost the performance on it. One thing too that I don't like about these things, you can't really dim the light on it. So like with this unit here, I can dim it, but the light that is reaching your eye is pretty much all the light that's coming off of the device. You can't dim it any. One way that I found out of how to kind of make it a little better, I use these glasses, and because these glasses are green, it gives it a green effect if you're looking at it. So if you want it to be like green phosphorus, that's one way you can do it. And the reason why I'm doing this, I know people hate these, but all you ever see is videos or people that always talking about how bad these units are, but they're not really giving people any solution if you already own one of these. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and purchase these, but if you already have one, then I'm trying to give you a solution of what you can do to it so that you can make them somewhat usable. But after playing around this with the PVS-14, I do like this one because it takes regular batteries. This one thing that's a pain about this one, it only takes the CR123 batteries, and I get tired of buying those. I got a bunch of devices that use those, but they're kind of pricey. I like being able to go to the any store, Walmart, and pick up door cells and just throwing them in there and keep riding. None of these devices would be waterproof. I mean, like, it's this big giant hole in here. And I don't know for the life of me why they don't have a plug in here. I mean, like, if I worked for this company and they gave me the chance to spec it out, I could make a decent one. And they probably would make some decent money because the first thing I would do is I would make it dimmable, and I would change the glass on here because the coating on it isn't enough that's really going to stop it from being so reflective. Because even this coating has some anti-reflection coating on here, but it's not that much. And it's not double concave or double convex lens. So it's a bunch of things that they can do to these units to boost the performance before they even worry about the sensors. Because, yes, the sensors on them, they're always trying to push the envelope and get better sensors. But your optics are trash. So before you even worry about getting the sensors better, you should focus on your optics. Because the thing is, if they focus on the optics and did all that, these would perform way better. But it's a cash grab. So if you ever wondered this stuff, that's why I'm tinkering around with them. That way you don't have to buy them to tinker around with it. So I'm going to see what I can do to get it to work right. And I have it, like I said, as a poor man's guide, because this is what you're going to really see people who really don't have a bunch of cash. This is what they're going to go to. That's why I picked these two. This is probably going to be the go-to of most people. They either going to pick the PVS um, 18 or the pvs-14. And some of these things cost a lot of money. Don't spend any. If you buying any of these, and remember I said don't buy them, but if you do, don't pay anything over $200 for one of these, because some of these are like $300, $400. They're not worth that. So if you're trying to buy them on the market, don't ever spend that kind of money on one. Now, I have noticed this. One thing I can say about this PVS 18 with supplemental lighting, like with a vampire light, like this one here, even though this is on the white light, not the IR lighting, but if you have a light like this, it performs well and you can see further, because the onboard IR illuminator is trash. That's why I made this upgrade for the reflector, because this doesn't come like this. But it did boost the performance, and like I said, I showed the upgrade I did to the lens that boosted it pretty good. This thing here is sealed up. I can't get into the lens. I can't do any of that. So instead of doing any improvements on the lens, I'm just going to try with adding a wide angle lens to it. And a wide angle lens hopefully will boost the field of view, and it also hopefully will help out with low light conditions. And because the lenses are kind of like this one here, let's see, I can disassemble it. If I need to get inside and coat the inside of the lens with some of that really dark flat black paint, I probably can reduce the reflectiveness of it. Because when you look in here, everything's in here looks pretty decent. It's not really as dirty. Like when I took this thing apart, the inside lens was kind of dirty. This one isn't too dirty. I see a little dirt inside the lens, but it's not too bad. But one thing I do notice on this particular one, I can kind of see like it's a little couple of specks of dust on it. That stuff makes the difference too. The dust and dirt in the lenses, that will ruin your performance. Oh yeah, here's a company. These are the company where that makes these filters and also to the diaphragm. This is the diaphragm kit. There's about 29 bucks is what they cost. And you can buy them from Amazon or anywhere like that that sells this stuff. And I think this lens here was like $16. I believe it was a UV filter lens. I'm trying to find a company that makes their germanium, not germanium, that's too much. I couldn't afford that one. The what is it, charcoal calcium night or whatever it's called lens. I'm trying to find some of those to see if I can boost the performance because there are some filters like that, and if I use some of those, that'll kind of force more light going into the sensor and prevent it from bouncing back out. Yeah, unfortunately, these are digital. I just saw your comment. It's like it's inky belt. I'm looking at my phone, so and it's also DX is it's orange juice. But yeah, they're digital. And I'm just trying to figure out a way how to improve these things. I like playing around with them because people do buy them. Now there are analog units on the market that you can buy for about, they're not pvs-14s, but there's certain places like I think Temu and AliExpress, they have them for about 200 to 300 bucks, but they're all Gen 1 tubes. So Gen 1 tubes, the performance in Gen 1 is comparable to digital. So just to let you know. So you can buy Gen 1 tubes, but the performance in them is just as bad as digital. But like I said, the reason why these digital perform so poorly is the lens. Like before you start talking about better sensors, you need to have the right type of glass and the right type of lens. And the lenses and these are all crap. Mostly all the digital models that they make are all crappy lenses. So if you don't have the proper lens, you're not going to get the best performance out of it. And like I said, you're never going to get the better lenses from China because the ones that we would need, they're not going to let you import those. They're not, you're not able. The Chinese aren't going to let those get through customs. Just like in theory, you can't take a EOTech and import it into China. I'm sure people do, but in theory, they're not supposed to allow that stuff to be sold in China. But I'm sure China got their hands on some EOTechs and probably reverse engineered them and all that. So, and no, EOTechs aren't made in China. Some people think they are. Like you see videos, they're thinking they're made in China. They're actually made in, I believe, Flint, Michigan, or Dearborn, Michigan. I can't remember, but EOTechs are made in Michigan. They're not made in China. I think everything is 100% in-house. So when I looked at this, I was originally going to, if it wasn't manufacturing pretty well, I was going to disassemble it, but the manufacturing of it seems to be pretty rugged. So I don't really see any use of disassembling it. I'm just going to see what kind of improvements I can make to it. That way, a person that wanted to tinker around with them, if they have one already, they can try to see if they can kind of boost the performance of it. But this diaphragm on here is a must. You really need this because one of the complaints that you always see on these particular units is that you can't see objects like a foot away from you. So, like, let's see if I can do it here. I may have to. Let's see here. Can I get you right here? Okay, so can't do it while it's on, so I'm gonna have to refocus it with. So I'm gonna have to buy me a rig so I can do this. Okay, so let's see here. Can I get it where you can see it? Can I focus on something that we can kind of see what it is? There we go. That's some writing. This is stupid. I can't focus on it. My phone. So that's the way I'm going to buy one of those camera adapters. So I'm gonna sit here trying to. There we go. Yeah, now see, you can see through there. So that's because I'm using that diaphragm, right? So let's see if I can take it and control it. So see, I can dial it down with the diaphragm manually. And that way I don't have to refocus the main lens. So if I take this right here and then I'm trying to look at the wall, I can't. So I have to dial the diaphragm back. Let's see here. Where's that? Damn, there we go. So you can see now I had a target. It's in focus. And then, in order to get this back in focus, I got to turn the diaphragm again. Yeah. I'm pulling the diaphragm off. But see, that's how that works. And so whenever you see people on like YouTube and they're complaining about these, that's the reason why they can't see. That's one like the most common complaints of them. That's the reason why you need to have a diaphragm on it. And if you don't, you're not going to be able to see objects like close up. One thing with a diaphragm, it really doesn't even matter. Even though it's zoomed in a little bit, it doesn't make as much difference because the diaphragm kind of alleviates that. But I ordered some lenses and I'm going to try them out. And I'm going to see how that kind of increased the performance on it. I do know that the inner threads on this both of these are 30 millimeter. I don't know, like the lens I'm getting, I don't know what the inner thread is going to be. So this diaphragm isn't going to work that I have on here. Let me see. And so here's something to watch out for: 24 millimeter diaphragm. And you really want the 37 millimeter. because this one is 37 millimeter, and with a 37 millimeter, you can use the filter. See, like this one is, I bought this one from AliExpress, and it's all sealed. It's all one piece. But I'll take this off here. Let's see here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when you look at it, you see that it's just regular. This is regular glass. It has some. You can even see the sensor inside. It has some um anti-reflective coating, but not much. Let's see here. Can I get inside here? You can look at the sensor. See that? You can see the inside of the sensor. It's just a digital camera is all it is. It's just not like one of those little bitty ones. So like if you see what is that? You see the pvs-69 project that they did. They use cameras even smaller than this on there, and they got decent performance. A lot of this stuff you see in here is that whatever, what do you call those boards? I believe there are. It's probably, what is it? It wouldn't be a Raspberry Pi or Arduino. It's, God, I can't think of the name of that one. But it's one of those boards like that. It's gosh, I should have wrote that down. It escapes me. But it's a board like it's like a Raspberry Pi or Arduino Uno. It's the Chinese clone one. I'm trying to think of what it's called. But you can load software on it just like you can with a Raspberry Pi. And the cool thing about those is that you can have the software in it. You can kind of correct some of the jittery and having it kind of moving around and all that stuff on there. So that's probably I hadn't taken these things apart, but that's probably what's inside of them. That's probably how they have that digital effect in here where you can change the color from green or red or blue, not blue, green, red, or white phosphorus. That's what this one has anyway. I believe it has all three, right? Let's see on the side. Yep. That's just a digital effect though. But it's a similar board that you see in those PVS 69s. So that's what we're gonna do anyway when I get the new lenses in. I'm gonna experiment with it, see how good I can get these lenses. Because if I can get better performance in the lens, then you'll be able to play around whenever you get some of these. Like I said, I'm not recommending you buying them. I buy them because I like to tinker around with them, but just bear in mind what you're getting. Now, like I said before, if you're going to have them, you do need a IR illuminator. And even with all this stuff, since on my gun I use, like on my shotgun and stuff, I use a vampire light anyway. It doesn't matter because it's a shotgun. I don't really I don't really need precision. Let's see what else on here. Boy, like I said before, don't buy them from this company. They're gonna cost a lot more. The U.S. not U.S. What is it? What is this company called? YSS. Don't buy it from there, because if you buy it from YSS, if you buy the pvs-14 they have, it's plastic. And this one's all metal. This is the one you want. You want the all metal one. Because this pvs-18 is plastic. And what you want is metal. Like I said though, if they made these where that you could put your own lens in, you could remove the lens, and then they made it where that this back lens was removable, because that's another thing. This back lens screws out. At least it would if it was a real pvs-14 lens, but this one you can't do that. But at least it does have a diopter. The diopter does work, which is this back one on both of these. They do have a diopter, and the front lens does work, but they're just fake lenses. They're not the real ones. So just keep that in mind. That's the reason why these lenses perform so poorly. And like I said, this is just regular glass. You can't have regular glass and it being digital and expect it to perform properly, because it won't. But that's the thing though. If you're interested on seeing about how you can modify these, and if you want to play around with any of these, just stay tuned to the video. And if the stuff I'm trying to do, what I think will work, then you can see if you can replicate it. But at least you won't be going down a rabbit hole trying to purchase different things, trying to see what you can do to make a. Why is it on my screen? If you took the time, appreciate it. If you want to stay tuned to my videos, look at the not look at it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll try to keep regular updates. I kind of been busy because we had a rare snowstorm in Florida, and we had like 4 inches of snow. That was just last week, man. We were drenched in snow. But we're all melted now, so it took about a week for the snow to melt, which is crazy. But anyway, that's about all I got tonight. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for looking at my stream, and I'll see you guys later. And I'll keep you posted. Hopefully, eventually, this is just one of the kind of boring videos on it. And I'm just trying to get the concepts together. But as I get it better with different components, there'll be better videos. So anyway, I'll see you guys later.